It's the feel-good World War II movie of the year. All right. When I first sat down to write it, it literally was, I'm going to do a bunch of guys on a mission World War II movie, which is like a special subgenre of World War II movies. Now, it is that. It is a bunch of guys and there's on a mission. It's more than that, which I want all my genre pieces to be more than just what I first set out to do. But that's kind of that was how I first sat down, was just a bunch of guys on a mission, World War II movie, adventure. Well, I had never done a period thing before, and I didn't want that to become almost a thing about the movie. I didn't want that to stop any of my instincts, but it is true. It is a period film. And I've never dealt with this genre before. But when I first started writing it, I was probably a little precious about it because I started writing it after Jackie Brown, so that would have made it my first original after Pulp Fiction. And I think that was the reason why it got, because all that time I'd come up with it before, I had no idea who was going to play Aldo. Aldo was just Aldo. And I wasn't thinking about it in the first half of writing, but, about midway through, I started, okay, well, now, who could possibly do this dude? And then once I came up with Brad, I couldn't come up with anybody else. And it sounded like I'm just trying to be flattering or something, but there was no second or third choice. And usually I like my second or third choice, because it's usually not the next guy on the list. It's like something far afield where now you make it with this guy, it's this movie. You make it with that guy, whoa, it's this movie. But there was no other guy. And I happen to be thinking about this, about like the most in-demand guy on the planet Earth. All right. Not only that, I'm going right away. It's not like I can even wait for him. It's like when the script's done, we're shooting. And it's all worked out. Well, I mean, I didn't have him in mind. He came in and just auditioned for the role. I didn't know who he was. But he came in, and literally halfway through the reading of the first scene, my producer, Lawrence Bender, was in the room, and we just exchanged looks at each other, and it's like, this is the guy. He just had, he has that, there is an aspect to my dialogue. It's kind of poetry, kind of not, kind of musical.
Yeah, there's a cadence.
It's a songwriting kind of almost quality to it a little bit, rap, whatever, comedy beats. It has all that in there. And basically, you can either read my poetry or you can't. You can either make it poetry or you don't. And he does. And he does it in 3 different languages. That becomes a byproduct of working with me. You have to, you can't be afraid of dialogue. All right, you've got to embrace it, and you're going to make it your own. You're not afraid of it. It's not a mountain that you're afraid to climb. But I think even more important, not even more important than that. That just goes with it. But I think the bigger thing of what you're talking about is it is a matchup between the right actor with the right character. Right. That's why 3 years ago you could say, so would you like to work with Brad Pitt? All right, and I would say, yeah, I'd love to work with Brad Pitt, but it doesn't work like that. Right. It's got to have the right character. Right. And then when we actually work together, then it'll be something special, like I hope this is.